Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Critics Cup. My name is Jacob, and today we're having a look at the LEGO Star Wars Advent Calendar, which is set number 75056. Comes with the old version of the exclusive Darth Vader. This set released in 2014. I managed to find this in one of the local shops near me, and for second hand it was still the full retail price, which when it was first released was the original retails in the UK of £20, which now Advent Calendars go up to £30. So yeah, if you like this review and want to see more Advent Calendar reviews like this, make sure you like and subscribe for future content. And I will be doing every Lego Christmas minifigure from Lego Star Wars ever made video coming up soon. So here's the artwork for the Advent Calendar, and you can see it's based on the Hoth Rebel base. So we're going to open these door by door and see what we get. On day one we have the ATTE in blue from the Clone Wars. The black bar piece is a bit generic and could have been done a little bit better, but it's still really cool to see it in this variation. Next up we have the Super Battle Droid, which is rumoured to be getting a redesign in 2024 in the new Battle Pack set. But it's really nostalgic to see this figure, considering we haven't had a Super Battle Droid in a very long time. Next up we have the gun turret from the Clone Wars. This was the set with Plo Koon on their clear dish element, and you've got a white stud to represent a clone trooper. So yeah, it goes up and down like this, and you can adjust all the legs as you please. Speaking of clone troopers, we have our first minifigure, full minifigure that is, older style design with the leg printing and torso printing for the clone trooper armor. Comes with a red mug and a Santa hat, which is kind of a cool piece to get, but it's become increasingly more common over the years, and the angry clone face is now beginning to be a bit nostalgic. There is a clone helmet included in this set with this little weapons rack, so I guess this is quite a good Advent Calendar and a precursor for the new LEGO Star Wars 2024 Battle Pack with the Super Battle Droid and the normal white Phase 2 Clone Trooper, which we're rumoured to get a couple of in that set. So he's hung up his hat and mug and is now good for battle with his blaster and Clone Trooper helmet. Next up we have one of the Separatist ships, which you can have standing up like this if you would like, but it's not going to stand up very well. But yeah, it's a pretty cool little build, and you can immediately tell what it's supposed to represent in LEGO Star Wars. Have it more in this position if you like instead. Next up is a little gun turret which has a stud shooter on the end, which were all the rage back then when they first introduced them. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's definitely meant to be used by the snow troopers from Hoth. But yeah, you can oppose the legs how you'd like, but it's a pretty good unique little build. They've done quite a few of these over the years now, these type of weapon, but I do like how they incorporate the stud shooter, and it's not too noticeable, to be honest. Speaking of snow troopers, here is the snow trooper. It's the older classic design, which has the hood and backpack piece and the double-sided face, so they can print the opacity quite well there for this minifigure on the black head, but they can't do it in today's standards. But yeah, this double molded piece is really cool. Next up we have Anakin's Jedi Starfighter, which is really cool to see in this micro scale form. It's pretty well built up, but yeah, you can see how it's done there. We have a little TIE fighter, which you know means a X-Wing is not too far behind. Very straightforward and very simple, and it's a shame it doesn't come with a printed windscreen piece. Next up is a TIE pilot, which the set with the TIE fighter pilot helmet goes for a lot of money on the aftermarket now. But yeah, it's a pretty cool piece, and you've got some printing on top with the silver there. Really well detailed, unlike clone troopers of today. You got a angry clone face and a normal back print, but it also has some leg printing as well, which is nice to see. Luke's land speeder, of course. We had to get a Luke's land speeder in this set. It's a pretty good little build, but I'm just so sick to death of seeing this Star Wars vehicle, though really well made. And to go with that Luke's land speeder, we have Luke Skywalker himself in his farm boy outfit, which I'm really, again, sick of seeing this minifigure. If anything, people are going to have armies of these types of minifigures before they have a clone trooper army at this rate. It does have a nice double-sided face though. Next up we have a moisture evaporator from Tatooine, which goes with the farm boy Luke theme. Next up we have a Rebel pilot, which has very basic prints on the helmet compared to today's helmets that we get, but it does have nice printing on the legs. The white on the torso could have been a bit better, and as you can see there, it's very noticeable on the back. And he does have an alternate facial expression. Next up we have a little Rebel gun turret here stud shooter and a little blast that you can give to the Rebel pilot minifigure. Here we have a Hoth Rebel commander. If this guy has a specific name, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, pretty cool minifigure to get. I do like the torso printing, and it's good to get the dark grey hairpiece. Next up, we have the Advent Calendar Sleigh, which is representing of an Endor speeder bike. I do like how they've got the present in there held in place with this little blaster. I think that's pretty clever, so because these little present builds always get lost on Lego Advent Calendars. So yeah, when we get to Santa, the Santa minifigure, we'll pop him on. Next up, we have an Imperial landing craft, which is pretty generic, but I do like the translucent piece that you get on the back here for the engine. But yeah, it's not one of my favourite builds, and you can fold the wings up and pop it in a landed position. We seem to be moving more and more away from Clone Wars stuff, which is a bit of a shame. I was kind of getting into those builds, but we do have a Y-Wing here. Next up is one of our first Christmas minifigures other than the Clone Trooper, which is a dark green astromech droid, which I believe is meant to be R2-D2 as a Christmas tree. Terrific printing on the torso and the head, which is quite hard to see in the dark green. I don't know if you can really see it all this time, but this was also before they did back torso printing for astromech droids, which they do every now and again. But yeah, it's a really cool minifigure, and I'm really glad Lego included it. Of course, the 3 pieces on top are meant to represent a yellow holocron, which is kind of cool for the Christmas theming. Next up, we have the fireplace with a blue holocron, which is really cool. And you've got Vader's and Luke's lightsabers, and you've got a little bit of fire going in the fireplace. I have the super rare special minifigure in this set, which I am about to open up, which is a bit of a shame. It's the original Santa Claus Darth Vader minifigure, which is really cool compared to what they do these days with the Christmas jumpers. You've got the coat printing down the legs, which is a bit light in opacity, but you have the classic style Darth Vader helmet piece, comes with a sack. You've got the red crinkly style cape. But yeah, he also taking the helmet off. You can see he's got a grey head, which is the second version of this head, I believe, which they just slowly start to update. But yeah, it's crazy to think that the helmet is now 2 pieces these days, and it used to look like this. But to be honest, the old style is still the best. That's going to do it, guys, for my review of the LEGO 2014 Star Wars Advent Calendar. Is this one of your favourite Advent calendars? Did you get this one as a kid growing up? Let me know down in the comments section. I do love that we get 2 exclusive Christmas minifigures. The Clone Trooper is a nice bonus for your clone army, and the Super Battle Droid is very hard to find in these times, but hopefully will become more modern in the near future. The other figures are pretty standard and come in quite a lot, so especially Farm Point Luke. I was quite surprised to find him in here. Mini builds are very hit and miss. They rely, again, like I said, on the bar elements for quite a lot of these builds, which is a bit strange coincidence in that respect. But yeah, I would have liked to see a bit more of a balance between Clone Wars and original trilogy stuff. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video.